Hello, everyone. This is Alex from the COGEL Marketing and Communications Committee. In recognition of the 50th year of COGEL, which is this year, not 50th conference, but the 50th year of COGEL's existence, I'm doing some interviews with some COGEL awardees. We're going to be celebrating these 50 years this December in Los Angeles at the annual conference. And these videos, I'm just spending a little time with those few people that COGEL has honored over the years for their tremendous service. And I'm so happy to have my friend Shipra Verma here with us today. She is the Chief Elections Officer of Elections Manitoba, and she was the recipient of the 2023 COGEL Outstanding Service Award, which is given to someone who's contributed a lot to an outstanding amount to COGEL as an organization. And I know that personally to be true because I have worked with her. So, Shipra, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Alex. A pleasure always.
Yes, pleasure is mine as well. Hey, Shipra, how long have you been the Chief Electoral Officer at Elections Manitoba?
I was appointed in 2013 as the third Chief Electoral Officer for province of Manitoba. Was acting in this role since 2010. So technically 14 years in this position.
You know, you're in very good company. I've interviewed a number of other people in this kind of 50th anniversary videos, and a lot of us have spent a lot of time at our organizations. I certainly have at my organization as well. Now, and speaking of that, you did not. 2010 was not your first year at Elections Manitoba. When did you actually start?
I completed 20 years in 2024. I started at elections in 2004.
Wow.
I started in campaign finance and kind of I was told either you will love it or hate it. And I loved it.
If you hated it, that's quite a 20 years, right? What got you into this work? What drew you to campaign finance and election administration?
So I'm a professional CPA. I have CPA credentials from 3 countries, from India, US, and Canada. I have a master's in finance, and I used to work in public practice. Elections seem to be, I switched careers to come into elections to get a better work-life balance as my family was young and growing. And my question was, what do you guys do between election? Is this a permanent position? Not knowing that it's going to be a really full-time crazy position. But I've always loved every minute of it. I've learned so much at different aspects. It's just not casting a ballot. There is so much more which goes behind the scenes, so much attention to detail, so much technology, communication, marketing, advertising, campaign finance, operations, and meeting so many people. So having 10,000 people work at elections in Manitoba, we become the second or third largest employer in the province. So
wow.
Our reach, our touch is to each and every Manitoban, be a citizen or a future citizen. So I have loved every minute of it.
Now, when you say 10,000, like in New York City, there's different agencies. One's responsible for some parts of the actual administration of the election, the Board of Elections, and then there's the Campaign Finance Board that's involved with voter education and campaign finance. It sounds like Elections Manitoba is probably doing everything then. That 10,000 number is all the people you deputize to help run the elections. Is that correct?
That's correct. Elections Manitoba is mandated not just to conduct an election. We have a strong public education component. We deal with we also programs for people and groups who may face barriers in participation. We have school education, we have adult education, we do campaign finance, compliance, enforcement, investigation. We do have a commissioner of elections, plus all technology, everything is independent. So we are an independent office of the Legislative Assembly.
I see. And it sounds like what kept you then, my next question was going to be like, well, what kept you in elections for so long? But it sounds like a tremendously interesting job where you're constantly pivoting to different aspects of free and fair elections, yeah?
You know, every election has been unique. every election has been different, different challenges, different environment, but also we have been growing. Our election cycle, our election delivery has changed. So coincidentally, I was putting together a presentation. 16 years, we have had 16 bills amending legislation. So on an average, one legislative bill every year in the past 16 years. The way we have delivered service has changed so much. It's not just going to a designated place where you could mark your ballot. It's open. We have advanced voting. You can vote anywhere in the province. This time, election day, you could vote anywhere in your electoral division. We have real-time strike-off. We have, for parties, the portals too. They don't have to have bingo sheets, those old-fashioned ways, and not have that many people out there. We have tried to centralize, put technology, communication, use of social media. I learned a new thing. What is the fit for your election? So it keeps me motivated. It keeps me young. It keeps me uh, more current as to what's happening. But it's the service delivery which really, that's where the heart is. It's democracy, bringing it to your doorstep. That sense of fulfillment, accomplishment, purpose is what keeps me engaged and motivated. And that's what I would say all election management bodies and staff. We don't do this job just for the financial means, which is good, like we need that, but it is the sense of purpose. It's a sense of real delivery that you can see. That's what keeps us motivated.
Let me pivot now to your work with COGEL. You've played a lot of different roles in COGEL in terms of the organization of the conference and other things behind the scenes. Can you talk a little bit about that?
My association with COGEL started in 2007. That was my first COGEL conference that I attended.
Was that in Victoria, BC?
It was in Victoria, yes.
That was my first conference too, yeah.
And that was the reason that I could go, because it was in Canada. So I wasn't high up in the ladder where you would be able to go to an international conference, but because it was in Victoria, I was able to make it. And my eyes kind of opened. I said, wow, the number of people who were attending, the different disciplines, the concurrent sessions. That was the first time I was seeing such a large conference with 40, almost even at that time, the 38, 40 sessions which were happening. And we had around 300 people in Victoria from all the different streams. And you could, when you entered the room, there was that buzz. There was a buzz of energy. There was that buzz of, okay, what are we going to listen to today? What is on the agenda, the plenary sessions? And I thought, wow, this is fascinating. And my predecessor, I have to give him credit for this. He was a long-term COGEL attendee and also a recipient of the COGEL Outstanding Award. So, he was vested in COGEL. So that's why Elections Manitoba was also, we were vested in this. And I was fortunate enough to carry that forward. Yeah. So, and over the years, we used to have that, if you're attending a conference, you have to participate in some shape or form. You have to make it worth it that you are attending a conference, which I thought was a great idea. It got me to meet new people. I started as a presenter, as a moderator. I got the opportunity to be on the steering committee, and had a fascinating team of friends and people that became friends. I got the good fortune of to serve as the COGEL president in the 40th year of COGEL conference, and then back as a program committee co-chair, and now as a program committee member. So always thankful for the opportunities to be part of this incredible team and contribute.
And can you've been coming since 2007, same as me. So can you talk a little bit about the change obviously Elections Manitoba has changed a lot in 20 years. Part of that story is technology, certainly, but it's also expanded mandates. But could you talk a little bit about COGEL's also changed, I think, in the last 20 years? And can you talk, does anything strike you, particularly when we think about how COGEL has changed in the last 20 years?
COGEL has changed. I think the fundamental principle behind COGEL hasn't changed, the values and the purpose for which we meet, but the synergy has changed, has evolved in a better shape and form. It's become more cohesive. It's become, there's more structure to COGEL, which has come over the years. And I would say the steering committee, the program committee, the management support that we have received, that has changed over the years. So I think, and it's moved from one annual conference to we are seeing so many other opportunities to learn and share during the year. The social media aspect has changed in COGEL. The COGEL Connect has become more regular and popular. So, and the size of COGEL attendance. So 300 was the size I think I started with in 2007. We are 450 plus, many new members, more people attending, more private participation too. So earlier there were fewer private law firms that would be present. And I think, having that public-private sector presence combined adds to the content and adds to the takeaways that we have had in COGEL. COGEL has also done conference technical demos. So we used to have, a half day of technical demonstrations from different stakeholders. That has moved into different options for participation and learning. The big one is also the plenary sessions. The number of plenary sessions, the number of sessions, and the variety that we are seeing in COGEL conference has every year is a new benchmark for us. And we are continuously improving and delivering. We think this is great. The next year conference comes out to be even greater, something new. So that, the drive to bring something new to value add is shining brighter with each and every year.
Yeah, I remember feeling like that on the programming committee, that we're always trying to, look back and see like, okay, how can we improve on it? How can we get more people involved? And it has been really exciting the last couple of years to see how we can start to bring our services or our ways of increasing participation beyond just the conference, because there's probably many people at different agencies who, just like when you were starting out in 2007, maybe wouldn't have had the opportunity to go to the conference, but we can still serve them throughout the year. In 2023 in Kansas City, I was there, you were there. You were honored with the Outstanding Service Award, which I thought was much deserved. And I just wanted to ask you, in that moment when you either found out that you were receiving the award or when you were receiving the award, how did that feel for you?
Surreal. I felt so humbled and grateful for that recognition. And the past recipients of this award have done so much for COGEL that for me that's why it was a humbling moment to be part of that team of people who have received this award. But it also gave me a sense of pride and a lot of happiness to to be recognized by my peers and by my friends, and to stand there and when the team, Kristen, Darren, like they were there, it's like it was one of my memorable moments of my life events.
Oh, well, like I said, much deserved. And you received that award and you didn't say, oh, well, now my involvement is over. You were on the programming committee, I think this year, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And we're having this amazing conference of programming. I got a little bit of a preview just like a week or two ago. So it's really shaping up nicely. Thank you for that. And I am personally looking forward to participating in Los Angeles, and also seeing you will be there, of course, yes?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a very interesting lineup. And even from election, because 2024 is considered to be the year of election. We have 60% of world's population eligible to exercise their democratic right. So, and the US election, which is always every day in news. So I think this conference, we have all the other streams, the ethics and litigation, but from elections perspective, it's going to be a landmark year and the conference holds special meaning to me, and I'm responsible for coordinating all the elections panels. So really looking forward to it.
Nice, nice. Well, me too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Shipra, thank you so much for spending a little time with me today. I'll cut it up there, but I'll see you in
Yes.
December.
Looking forward to it, Alex.
Okay,
Thank
me
you.
too. Thank you.